If you ain't awake, you're asleep. And if you ain't shining your light, you're in the dark. I don't normally make videos during the day, as I like to harness the lunar energy which comes from the moon, as well as solar energy being as important. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get straight into it, and I just wanna many things I wanna touch on, and I'm gonna say it in whatever order it comes to my mind. But yeah, my people, I just wanna. It's kind of weird. I'm gonna say this to start off, is that from the beginning of time, and when I say the beginning of time, I say if you're 30, 31 years ago is the beginning of time, because you wasn't here. So from the beginning of your time, as well as we can go deeper into that, like, soul, spirit, and all the rest of it. But I'm talking about from the beginning of your time. We've been conditioned and we've been programmed to be afraid of the unknown. What would you say the unknown is? The unknown could be death, something you don't know because you've never experienced it, or you can't remember the experience, or it could be darkness. Darkness, something that when you're in dark, it's the unknown because it's not seen, you don't know, all these different things that play out in the mind. And the reason I'm going to go into that because of what I just said about the lunar energy. And how you have to understand is the reason why we was all, in my opinion, afraid of the darkness as a little kid is because what happens when you're in the dark? Just think about it. I'm going to say that and I'm going to be quiet for like 2 seconds. What happens to everybody when they're in the dark? Your imagination widens and it opens and it broadens. Because you're unable to see, your imagination starts to imagine things that ain't even there. And that's exactly what the darkness does to you. It brings out and opens up your imagination. But like I said, we've been conditioned that when we get into that state of, we start to imagine things that are negative, things that we've been conditioned to imagine. Because you have to remember, everything that they want us to stay away from that will help us to become what we need to be, there's a bad kind of negative thing that's put on it. Snakes, darkness, you could say magic. But I'm not talking about magicians, you know what I'm talking about. Like things on that kind of nature. And I'm just trying to show you that that's the reason why I harness the lunar energy. Because I know it's meditation, another one. Because I noticed that with darkness and the unknown, it opens your imagination to other possibilities. But they make you afraid. So then you don't even find out those possibilities because, oh no, I just won't go there, it's dark. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And what I'm trying to say to you is the unknown, like death, like darkness, it opens up something in your mind that puts thoughts in your mind. But what I'm trying to say is this, is that we have to now reprogram our minds. So when we start to imagine when we're in the darkness, we don't think of negative things. We think of positive things. Things that can help us to become a better person within. Things that can help us to find ourselves, to understand our true selves. And the reason why I even started it like this, because I want everybody to understand that you are much more than what you see. You are much more than what you feel. You are amazing. And I want you to know and understand and find your own self, because you're watching this video right now. And I'm trying to show you that everything that you're searching for, you already have. But you don't understand what it is. So how can you have it if you don't understand what it is? But it's you. And I'm going to just start off by saying that, and I'm going to go on a little and say this now, is that we have to really be aware of our vibration and things that we plug into. Because right now, as you can see, you're in the same world as me. There is so many distractions and there is so many things going on. And with everything that I post or with everything that I say, the whole point of it is to get you to think. Because I am aware of, we are now in a world of non-thinkers. We just don't think. And when you don't think, so many things are allowed to get by without you even being conscious of what's happening. You know, we are so busy with going to work, we're so busy with what's on the news, we're so busy scrolling on TikTok, going on Instagram, you know, trying to get your business right, trying to deal with your finances. You know, somebody dies, you know, you got to deal with the cost of living, you know, COVID, all the media, like things going on, death of celebrities, family, house, the world, society, everything. That things are just getting past us and we're not seeing it. Do you know what I mean? We're too focused on the things that actually really, to a certain degree, don't matter. And I'm going to start by saying this, is that I uploaded a post the other day and I was talking about, obviously, the death of that rapper that died the other day that everybody's going on about. You're in the same world, so I don't need to say names. You know what I'm talking about. So I uploaded a video which showed him in, I think it was the latest video and the tune that he made with his uncle, yeah. And basically what it was is that he was standing beside a Grim Reaper, and on the Grim Reaper it said R.I.P. yeah. And at the start of the video he's standing next to a skeleton, a little one, but if you go to the starting of the video you'll see. And also they made a tune, I don't know how long ago, but I think it was about 3 weeks ago, because I saw that's what it said on the tune, like, you know, when you upload it. It's called 230. And supposedly the rapper died on 230. And that's what I put on my video. It was very short, because I like to make people think. It's like when you go to a buffet, they provide you with the plates and the food and the different types of food, and you help yourself. That's what I want to do for your mind. I want to provide you with everything that you need, but you have to do the rest and understand and get what you want from what I'm saying. Because if I just tell you, then it's like your mind's not having to work. I want your mind to pick it up and understand it for yourself, for your own understanding. And my point being is this, is that some people are saying basically, oh, it was a hit, oh, it was this, or it was that. It runs deeper than that. I think personally is that it was a hit, but it wasn't a hit. What it really boils down to is this, my people. We are being taken for fools, because we're the ones buying their albums. We're the ones tuning into their music. Everything that is made is for us as the consumer. So what I'm trying to say is that it's showing you we are in a real life movie, and they're leaving us hints, clues. You have to see what I'm trying to say right now. You see, when you're watching like a scary movie, you're at the cinema watching a movie, like how you're watching me now, yeah? In the movie that you're watching when you're at the cinema, the producer and the editor and all of the people behind in the movie that are making the movie for you to watch, they are making it for you to watch, and they're making it interesting for you. So like you're wondering like, who's the murderer? Like, they're leaving you hints and tips. So what I'm trying to say in my eyes is like, we're watching a movie. Life is like a movie, and they are putting everything for you to see. But the funny thing is that we think it's real, and I'm not saying it's not real, but what I am trying to say is this is like watching EastEnders, and when Phil dies, it's like he really died, because it affects reality. And this is what's happening. If you pretend for long enough, it becomes real. Because if you can trick people to feeling a certain way and producing a real emotion, it's real. That emotion creates a vibration, and that vibration affects. And then when you tune into that wavelength of what's happening, you're actually making it real. So what I'm trying to say is that all the clues and the tips that were put into that video, it's showing you there's no way it can be real, because there is no way, that somebody can know what's going to happen before it happens, unless you're Nostradamus. But we know these producers ain't Nostradamus. So we know that it's like a setup. It's been orchestrated. So if you can understand what I'm trying to say, it's like we are so dumb that we are falling for it without seeing the hints and the clues. It's all there for you. So what I'm really trying to say on that is that I'm not buying into it. I'm not buying into it. Oh, he predicted his own death. I'm not buying into it. There's too much coincidences that don't add up, and we know nothing is a coincidence. So for him to be standing beside a Grim Reaper saying R.I.P., and for him to die at 2:30 and have a tune called 2:30, and there's other things that I could add which I'm not going to go too deep in. People, we have to stop being tricked. I can't exactly give you the exact, but I do know. But reason why I'm not going to go into what I do know, because if you're not in the right frequency, what I'm saying will not make sense, because I've researched for years as a kid how the devil or how the enemy works. And he works in a really deceitful and a really manipulative way. And I will say this to you again. You cannot get to a certain position in any industry without moving up in the ladders, without understanding how it works and understanding how to get to certain levels and points. And all I'm going to say is that we need to stop being manipulated and actually see things for what it truly is. Because I'm telling you, like, I put up a picture, and the picture that I put up was of this rapper, and there was 3 different images, and I put to everybody which one is Takeoff, because that's what I'm talking about. Which one is Takeoff? And everybody that DM'd me didn't even know which one he was. So how can you see someone all the time on social media, in his group, on this, on that, and then when I put up a picture of 3 images, you can't tell me which one is who, or who is who, or which one is who he is? Like, so I'm trying to say to myself, things can really just miss your eyes. And my point being is that we are so easily put back into a certain spell. And I'll tell you what I mean is that first one is Eminem. Back in the day now, if you remember him when he first came into the industry, and if you remember him like now, he doesn't look like the same person. He looks odd. And if you don't believe me, do your research. Research Eminem, MK Ultra, malfunction, or clone malfunction, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But they'll be like, oh, but age. And then people say, yeah, you're probably right, he aged. Or they'll say, oh, he went to rehab. Oh, that's why. The Mr. Smiths of the Matrix will always have a reason for something not being right. And as the person, you will always fall for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can go and say, Dave Chappelle. He was my favorite comedian. He made me laugh. He was so funny. And then I noticed that since that time when he didn't want the deal of how much 100 millions, because they was trying to take over his show, and he said no to the deal, and he went to Africa. When he came back, he weren't the same person. He came back hench. I watched his stand-up. He weren't funny, in my personal view. And when you watch someone and you know someone and how they are, it's like, in my opinion, that's not him. I don't know what happened to him, whether they took him to a cloning station and his soul flew out his body and he saw something that he was crazy and he thought, you know what, I need to pump some weights now because this world's crazy, and got hench. But to me, it's not him. He's not funny. And now he's with them now. Now you see him with them. if you know what I mean, with them. And that's my opinion. Do your research also. Watch his old stand-up and then watch him now. And then tell me, is that the same person? The Mr. Smiths of the Matrix will say, yeah, it's him. You know? But Gucci Mane's another one that people talk about. It's not him, it's a clone. But I don't really study him. I've never really been into his music. But then the most baitest one out of them all, that I don't know how people can miss this. Michael Jackson. The baitest one. Like, just think about it, like how his whole physical just shifted and changed. And nobody noticed that, or nobody even said, what the f is going on? Oh, it doesn't matter if you're black or white and singing all them tunes. It's like, are we that stupid? Are we really that docile? Are we really that weak? Think about it though, like if there was a celebrity today that started off black and turned white, how you would react as an adult. Because we was kids. I was a kid at that point. So I'm trying to say to you how things just go past our eyes and we just don't really see it. Think about it though. You might be thinking, oh, you just the total opposite to me. But I'm saying to you is that these things are happening right in front of our eyes. But the manipulation from what people say, the reason why it is the way it is oh yeah, that's why. Oh, he had a skin disease. Oh, he got plastic surgery. Nah, man. It's deeper than that. This has been happening for years. Clones, doubles, all of these type of things. And what I'm trying to say is that if you can't trust your own eyesight and you can't trust what you're seeing, think how dangerous and how crazy that is. Like how I put up that 3 images of Takeoff and nobody couldn't tell me which one was which. So then basically what I'm saying is, they could have a double get killed and say, and let me show you something, yeah? The truth is always going to look weird. It's always going to look strange. If you've been fed the lie for your whole life, what do you think the truth is going to look like? Think about it. But I'm here to make you think. Whether I'm right or wrong, as long as I make you think, I've done my job. But like I say, another thing is, this is why we have to educate ourselves, not like necessarily at getting a school degree. I'm talking of life. Because there is a lot of stupid people that have A-levels. Yeah? There is a lot of people that have degrees, but it don't mean you're smart in life. Your eyes, seeing the truth. Your degree ain't going to help you to see the truth. It's going to help you to see a degree in whatever you made it in. So I'm saying, people, we need to wake up. I'm telling you, wake up. Because right now, look how many distractions has been going on in this year, last year, and the year before. All the years, to be honest, but you get what I mean. The distractions have been heavy lately. And I'm going to say this to you is that amazing things are happening. That's why. If I keep you focused on anything other than what you need to focus on, and maybe it's not even that, maybe it's that as long as our spirits are at peace, the truth will sink in. But if we're not at peace, and if we're focused on this, that, we're in fear, we're in all of these different states, that's how it's going to affect us. We won't even be able to take it in. Because you have to remember, yeah, Mother Earth is alive. Yeah? The universe is awake. Everything we say and everything we're doing is affecting the universe and is affecting Mother Earth because it's living. So if I continue to pump a lie into the Earth's atmosphere, it's affecting Mother Earth, it's affecting the universe because And it's also affecting us because we are all one. We are all connected to everything. Everything is connected to everything. This is the reason why there's so many spiritual connections that I be having or that you be having, because we're all one and the connection is now forming back. And this is what they're trying to keep us away from, is from connecting. So they're putting all of these different distractions to affect your emotions, make you cry, make you feel sad, make you feel down. Because then you can't tune into what's happening, because you're tuned into the lie, you're tuned into the false vibrations, the false energies that's been given for that same reason. So we don't realize how one we really are. And this is what I'm trying to say, is protect your vibration and your energy with everything. Because this is what they're doing right now, my people. They will kill someone in a force, because I'm aware everybody's not on the same level. So I can't just talk because I know you're not going to understand. I've got to say it in a way that's going to be understood. This is why certain times I don't go deep as much as I want to, because I know you wouldn't understand. So I'm saying, in your own life, educate yourself, so when we speak, we can all understand it to the same level of understanding. I could say one word and there could be 3,000 people that all take the word in a different way, because we're all in different levels of vibrations and understanding. And this is what everything in life is doing, is keeping us separate, not just away from one another, but mentally, spiritually. Just think about it, my people. You know? Think about it, man. It's time to wake up, and it's time, in all honesty, to be sober. You know, if you can. And I know I'm going into different things, but I'm saying, when you go to the shop and buy cigarettes, you see that it says smoking kills. You know that smoking kills. You know alcohol lowers your vibration. You know that eating meat is not good for you, for many different reasons. The mucus, the fear the animal has to go through, the fact that, in my opinion, animals ain't even supposed to be eaten. But we've been conditioned and programmed in a world for so long, and because the world for so long has been a certain way, we just adapt to the way that it's been. We don't try and swim against the current, we just go with it. And this is what we have to start doing now, is start going against the current. Because I know it's harder, but it's the right thing to do, because it doesn't matter if 1 million people say something's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. You have to understand these things, my people. We have to start being and going back to how we're supposed to be, and really understand, and don't be offended when somebody says something that may go against what you believe. Because if they're saying, or what they're saying is true, you just have to understand, you've been in a world for so long that's told you a certain thing that now you think that's what it is, but it's not. It's like with what I was saying at the beginning about fear. Being in fear about the darkness, not knowing that that's where you're going to find yourself. Because check it, yeah, my people. Right now I'm making this video, it's around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock here, and it's light outside. Just check your vibration and your energy in the light, and then see how your energy change when it's dark. Or just turn off the light and then see how everything, you will understand what I mean. The darkness brings something out within yourself, because it's now imagination time. Do you know, it's time to go inwards. You close your eyes, there's no light, it's darkness. So I'm just trying to point people and get people to go into the right way, the right form, the right vibration, because I am aware, yeah, I'm human and I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes. I'm still trying to push for perfection, but I can say this is that I am aware that this world is like, I think this world has been around for too long, to where things that are unnatural ain't seen to be unnatural because it's been that way for so long that people will start to put their emotions to why something is natural or why something is true. Not that it's natural or that it's true, but because it's been that way for so long, you've now formed the kind of like around it. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to say what I'm thinking, but you should know what I'm trying to say. There's things that are so unnatural, but people would say, oh, because now they formed a bond with it, an attachment, you know? But yeah, my people, man, all I'm saying is that it's time to wake up. It's time to free ourselves from the physical prison and to allow our spirit to govern and guide our physical lives. Because remember, right now we are almost allowing the physical to govern everything else. You have to understand that as much as we are in this world, everything that is in this world is an illusion. The truth is what's within. We are governed by time, but we know time don't exist. The only thing that exists is the movement of the planets, the movement of the cycles. But in life, those movements of the cycles and the planets are governed by a time. So then now you start to, time is not real. Like everything that they've told you to a certain degree is an illusion. And this is why people are depressed. This is why people can't find their purpose. This is why people are down, because you are thinking your purpose is something that's an illusion. And this is why when I was young, I wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to be this, I wanted to be that. But I realized what I wanted to be wasn't real. But what is real is, if you can rap, you might be good at preaching. You might be good at poetry. You might be good at using your words to help people, to guide them in the right direction. Because I'm going to be real. All of these celebrities, all of them, none of them that I can really point to and say they mean us well. And maybe I'll save this for another video, but all I'm going to say is that don't believe in anybody more than you believe in yourself. Just remember that, because if you understand yourself, you will understand them and you will understand everything else. Because I'm going to finish with this, as much as there's more to say, but it's already come up to 30 minutes. I'm going to finish with this and I'm going to say this. Understand what I'm saying? If you was a government, or if you could say a world or of this world, think about that. If you was a government of a world or this world, yeah, what would you do? Would you give your enemy, somebody that's against your agenda, would you give them a microphone for them to speak their words? Would you give them a camera for their image to be sent over the world? Would you give them a stage so they can be seen by the world? Would you give them the attention of projecting their image, their voice and their everything to the world if they was your enemy? Think about it. Or would you totally allow them to do what they're doing, ignore them because they're your enemy, and the more attention you give something is the more alive that it becomes? So you have to understand, the true prophets, the true chosen ones, ain't being given that platform. And why not? Think about it. So much more I want to say, but it comes out how it comes out, you know? But all I'm saying, my people, my purpose is to make you think. So